Hello, Tumbles. What are you doing all the way out here on this beautiful day all alone? It was still early afternoon when Tumbles the Bear was woken from his snooze by a man's voice. He'd fallen asleep lying in the shade of one of the tall trees right on the edge of Fumbily Wood. From this spot, you could see all the way down to the faraway field and across to Farmer John's field, where Farmer John had recently cut down his corn. It was in this field that Hopper had run into Farmer John and got scared when he thought that he was getting angry at him for eating some of his corn growing in his field. Farmer John had always been nice to Hopper and his family and always let them take corn from his field if they needed it when they were camping in the faraway field. So this confused Hopper a lot. Tumbles had been out for a walk on this beautiful autumn day, and thankfully he'd found Hopper on the edge of Fumbily Wood. Tumbles was able to explain to Hopper that rather than being angry at him, Farmer John was trying to protect him and keep him safe. You see, Hopper had accidentally ended up in Farmer John's cornfield right at the same time that a man with a big machine was cutting down Farmer John's corn. When Farmer John saw Hopper, he started shouting at him to try and get him out of the way of the big machine so he wouldn't get hurt. Hopper had gotten very frightened, and his heart started to beat very fast, and his breathing got a lot quicker, and he started to get a pain in his tummy, and he got very confused, and he got the feeling that he wanted to run away. This happens to all of us, Tumbles explained, when we get frightened. He told Hopper that when we're afraid, our mind sends more energy to our arms and legs to run away as fast as we can, like we have magic powers. But it also takes this energy away from parts of our brain, so we can get a bit confused and have some not nice thoughts. However, when Tumbles found Hopper hiding on the edge of Fumbily Wood, Hopper said that he was still scared and regularly felt scared even though it had happened weeks ago. Tumbles explained that this can happen sometimes. Our magic powers can get stuck on, and when they do, we can get all of those things happening to us. The heart beating faster, the breathing getting quicker, the pains in our tummies, and the confusing and not nice thoughts, and even feeling angry, even though there's nothing to be afraid or angry about. When this happens, our magic powers have become messy powers. Hopper worried that he was going to be stuck like that forever and his magic powers would never switch off. But Tumbles told him he shouldn't worry, as he was going to show him some ways to turn off his magic powers and stop them from being messy powers. And that's when they both fell asleep under the tall tree right on the edge of Fumbily Wood, looking down on the faraway field and Farmer John's farm. Tumbles opened his eyes slowly and saw a tall man standing looking down at him. It took his eyes a moment to adjust to the bright sunshine of the autumn day, but after a few seconds, he could then see that it was Farmer John standing over him. Now, Farmer John was a big, tall, thin man with big, strong shoulders. "Oh, hello, Farmer John," said Tumbles as he woke. "I'm not alone at all. I'm here with Hopper." Tumbles turned and pointed to where Hopper was lying beside him under the tree. But Hopper wasn't there. Just a small patch of flattened grass where the rabbit had been. "Oh," said Tumbles. "I wonder where he's got to." He called his name. "Hopper! Hopper! Are you there?" There was no answer. "I'm sure he's not gone far," said Farmer John. "I thought that I'd seen him earlier from across my field, but he's a brave bunny, so he'll be okay on his own." "Actually," said Tumbles, "he's not feeling very brave at the moment. In fact, he's feeling scared all the time since he met you in your field a few weeks ago." Tumbles explained what Hopper had told him and also how Tumbles was teaching him all about the magic powers that we all have that sometimes get stuck on. "I was wondering what had got into him that day," said Farmer John. "All I was trying to tell him was that if he didn't get out of the field quickly, he was going to get hurt by the big machine. But he looked all confused, and when I saw him back in the field again, he ran straight into me and did this." He lifted up his right welly boot to show Tumbles. There was a little bite mark on it. "Oh dear," said Tumbles. "Did that hurt?" "No, it didn't hurt at all, but there is a hole in it now, so when it rained after my corn was cut down, every time I stepped in a puddle, my boot filled with water." "Oh dear," said Tumbles, looking down at the boot. "Maybe Hopper got scared again for some reason and he's run away." Tumbles looked down and saw that the grass had been parted and there was a track leading down across the faraway field towards the stream. "In that case, maybe I should go and look for him," said Tumbles. "Maybe you're right, Tumbles, and when you find him, tell him again that I'm not angry with him. Will you do that for me, please?" "I sure will," said Tumbles, and off he set, following in the direction of the tracks through the grass. While Tumbles followed the track, he started to think about how Hopper had managed to get himself in such a state, and how he was delighted that he knew how to show him what to do to get him to tell his mind to turn his magic powers off when they get turned on at the wrong time. Sometimes, when they get turned on at the wrong time, they make you feel scared. Sometimes they can make you feel worried. And sometimes you can have not nice thoughts like people don't like you. Sometimes you feel really angry and you don't know why. And you say things and do things that you don't mean. And sometimes parts of your body or your insides or your whole body just feel tense or weird and you can't explain it. But you just know you don't like it. And all of this is because your magic powers are getting stuck on and have become messy powers. But Tumbles knew some simple things that he wanted to teach Hopper to do that would mean that he could learn how to turn it off when it started. And if he practiced these things every day, his brain would learn to not turn them on in the first place. Tumbles knew that just knowing that made everybody feel better. And he knew it would be the same for Hopper too. And the things that Tumbles were going to show Hopper were so easy that anyone could do it. Even a little bunny rabbit, which means that you would be able to do these things. And you will remember how to do them when you need them. And these things are not just for little people. Even grown-ups can learn them and use them. But some people never get a chance to learn them. But you will. And because you're getting to learn them when you're young, that means that you're going to have a very special, strong mind as you grow up. But to teach them to Hopper, first he had to find them. Tumbles had followed the track through the grass and made his way all the way to the middle of the faraway field, to the bank of the beautiful stream. But now the ground beside the river was hard, and there was no grass, so Tumbles had no tracks to follow. He could hear the water babbling and bubbling across the rocks as it flowed. He stopped when he heard happy voices and splashing. It was Otter, swimming in a pool with his daughter Ottie sitting on the bank. Otter was in the water showing Ottie how to swim. Ottie sat on the bank, laughing at her dad splashing about in the water. She smiled when she saw Tumbles on the far side of the stream. "Hi, Tumbles," she said as she stood up and waved her front paw. "What are you doing here?" Otter asked him as he swam over to his friend. "I'm looking for Hopper. Have you seen him at all? He's a bit scared at the moment, and I think he got a fright and ran away somewhere to hide. I followed his tracks to the stream, but I can't see any trace of him now." "What about the old tree trunk?" suggested Ottie. "That's one of his favourite hiding places when we play hide and seek when he comes camping with his cousins." "What a clever little otter you are, Ottie," said Tumbles. "That's exactly where I'll find him." "Thank you both," said Tumbles as he headed off in the direction of the old tree trunk. "Good luck. We hope Hopper's okay," Otter called after Tumbles. It only took Tumbles a few minutes to reach the old tree trunk, which had fallen many years ago and was now so old that it was hollow in the middle, and the inside was big enough for a bunny rabbit to stand up straight in. A perfect hiding place. As Tumbles neared the tree trunk, he called out softly, "Hopper! Hopper! Are you there?" There was no answer, so Tumbles knelt down on the ground and peered into one end of the hollowed-out tree trunk. He could see Hopper sitting curled up in the middle, looking a bit scared and tense. Tumbles spoke softly. "Hey, Hopper. It's only me. Why don't you come out to me here in the sunlight?" Hopper started to speak slowly. "Tumbles, I'm all scared again, and I don't know why. Even though I know that Farmer John isn't angry with me, when I saw him coming towards us while you were sleeping under the tree, I got really scared, and it was like my body just wanted to run away, and I ran all the way here and hid. And I'm still feeling scared and worried, and it won't go away. I know that those feelings must not be nice, but if you come out here and sit with me for just a few minutes, I'm going to show you what to do to make them go away. Do you really think I can learn how to do that, Tumbles? Because it doesn't feel that way now. Of course you can. And once I show you, you can keep practicing them every day until they become a really good habit. Hopper crawled slowly out of the tree trunk and into the sunlight, and both he and Tumbles climbed on top of the tree trunk and sat down. Tumbles could see that Hopper was still shaking, and his eyes were looking all around to see if there was any danger. This happens when your magic powers become messy powers too, Tumbles explained. Now, here's the very first thing that I want to teach you, Hopper. When this happens to us, and we get all of those feelings in our body, we need to learn how to calm it down. And do you know what the easiest way to calm down our mind is and get it to switch off our messy magic powers? Hopper looked up at Tumbles, waiting to hear the answer. We change our breathing. Hopper looked a bit confused. You see, Hopper, when our magic powers become messy powers, we breathe in a different way that tells our brain that we're scared. But if we change our breathing when this happens, our brain thinks that we're calm again, and it switches off our messy magic powers. We can control our body and our mind with our breathing. But this only works if we breathe in a very special way. Do you want to learn how to do that? Of course, Hopper wanted to learn how to control his body and his mind, so he nodded his little head while his ears still drooped down beside his head. Okay, well, when we're learning, it makes it easier if we lie down. So let's jump down on the soft grass and lie on our backs. So the big friendly bear and the little bunny rabbit hopped down off the old tree trunk and got nice and comfortable in the soft grass on the ground. Okay, said Tumbles. The first thing that we're going to do is breathe in through our nose. And when we breathe in through our nose, you're going to take a long, slow, deep breath down into your belly. What do you mean, breathe into my belly, Tumbles? How do I do that? Here, try this, he said. You do this too. Place one of your paws on your chest and the other paw gently on your tummy. Now, said Tumbles, this is what I want you to do. I want you to breathe in through your nose, and as you breathe in, your belly is going to rise so that your hand on your belly goes up, as if your belly was just like a lift. So both Tumbles and Hopper took a nice, long, slow, deep breath in through their noses, and slowly both their tummies started to rise, and up went their paws. Well done, Hopper. That's what I mean when I say breathe deep into your belly. Now keep your tummy up there as you hold your breath for a moment. And now lower your tummy and your paw down again as you breathe out again. But this time, blow the air out slowly through your mouth. Again, Tumbles watched as Hopper copied him, and his tummy and his paws lowered back down again as Hopper breathed out through his mouth slowly. That was easy, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Is that it? Because I still feel the same, Tumbles. No, that's just the start. Now we're going to do that a few more times. And I'm going to count to 4 when you breathe in, and your tummy will go up. And then I'm going to count to 7 while you hold your breath, and your tummy stays up in the air. And then I'm going to count to 8 while you slowly breathe out, and your tummy lowers back down again. And then we're going to do that all over again, breathing in again while I count to 4, holding your breath while I count to 7, and breathing out through your mouth while I count to 8. And we'll keep doing it until we've done it 4 times. And then you'll see how your body and mind will start to change just because you're learning how to change your breathing. So are you ready? Hopper nodded his head. And do you know what makes this work even better is if we smile while we do this. So here we go. Smiling. And breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And breathe in again, 2, 3, 4. And hold your breath, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And breathe in again, 2, 3, 4. And hold your breath, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And breathe in, 2, 3, 4. And hold your breath, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tumbles looked over at Hopper and saw that he was still smiling and now looked very happy, calm and relaxed. How do you feel now? Asked Tumbles. I feel nice now, much better. You see, when you start to feel scared or upset, or you feel like you want to run away, you can do this. Sometimes you can do it just 4 times and you'll feel better. Sometimes you might have to do it a few more times. So just keep doing it until you start to feel better. Thank you, Tumbles. I will do this when I feel scared from now on. And do you know what will help ensure that you can control your body and mind even better? Is if you practice this, even if you're not scared or angry or upset. So do this every day, maybe in the morning, maybe in the evening, or maybe before you go to bed at night, or maybe just at some quiet time during the day. You can do it lying down, or you can do it sitting down, or you can even do it standing up if you want. You can do it with your eyes open, or you can do it with your eyes closed. And when you get better, you don't even have to put your paws on your belly and your chest. And when you do it by yourself, you can count the numbers in your head. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes, and the easier it becomes, the more you can control your body and your mind. So why don't we try this again for another few times? And maybe this time, you'll do it with your eyes closed. And if you want to, just drift off to sleep now as we do it. Wouldn't it be just lovely to have a nice, relaxing sleep now? Now that we know exactly what to do. So let's try it again. And soon, I'm going to show you even more ways that you can control your body and your mind. Hopper lay back down and closed his eyes and started to smile, and placed one paw on his chest and one on his belly, and began to breathe in through his nose, and his belly began to rise as he counted 2, 3, 4. Then he held his breath 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then he breathed out again 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And as he continued to breathe the way Tumbles showed him, he started to feel so relaxed that he just drifted off to sleep now. And Tumbles, being Tumbles, decided that he too would have a snooze in the afternoon sun. So he closed his eyes and began to count in his mind as he breathed in 2, 3, 4. And before long, you could again hear the sound of the gentle snoring coming from the little rabbit and the big, friendly bear. Good night.